Hello, greetings, fellow RPG geeks. How's it going, man? And ladies. I just have another video. I was just thinking a little bit about my playing style. Um, I'm normally a GM, and when I play, I tend to go off the rails a little bit. I've had GMs tell me that, I don't know, the things I come up with as a player definitely kind of at worst derail what they had planned, and at best give them fodder to run the rest of the game. Um, I think for me, I'm used to being a GM, and I'm used to juggling all the balls. Making sure that everybody's enjoying themselves, making sure that they want to come back the next time. And as a player, I find I don't know what to do with myself. I believe that's what it comes down to. I I just I do really zany, really crazy things. I tend to push the envelope as far as what I'm allowed to do as a player. If as a friend of mine told me, if there's a way for my character to die some horrible, tragic way, I'm usually charging into that way, that option. Uh, I like a good tragic death as a character. I've had characters die in horrible, obscure ways, but some of them I look back, on fondly. I guess what I'm trying to say is that sometimes it's a good thing that I play this way, and sometimes it's a bad thing that I play this way. For GMs that have a very, very loose style, that don't mind shooting from the hip, or that run more rules-like games, I think my playing style helps the game because it gives the GM something to use and spin off of, and sometimes the other players spin off of it as well. Sometimes I think I can become kind of a spotlight hog, Vesta, where I take up most of the GM's time and some of the other players just kind of look on. I used to be really quiet and very shy as a kid, and RPGs have kind of opened me up. So in a playing atmosphere, even with strangers, I can be kind of extroverted when I'm playing a character. So I guess I'm just asking, is there any suggestions for me? Because playing such a chaotic mindset, I guess a chaotic character, even when they're not, sometimes they're not, where there's no alignment system, I choose very chaotic things to do as characters. Things that sometimes don't even have any merit for the game. They're just kind of silly or kind of random. So if you have any suggestions on, I don't even call it like GM disease, because I'm so used to functioning at such a high level of creativity when I'm running a game, that when I'm a player, when it's not my turn, I find myself wondering what should I do, when it's my turn. And when it's my turn, people look at me and go, why are you doing that? Or, why would you even think of that? That's crazy. So I don't know if it's just because I normally GM games that I'm like this, or I don't know. I think for me that's just fun to do things that I can't do in normal life. You know, like for instance, in a Dark Heresy game once, I strapped 4 mind charges onto my character, and I ran into a bunch of I don't know. I think they were xenomorph, like aliens, and I was perfectly fine with that being the end of my character. Luckily for me, I think the GM kind of liked what I was doing. Two of the mines didn't go off. One went off kind of, it went off, but it really didn't do that much damage. And the last one did, kind of messed me up and messed them up, but I didn't die. I probably should have, but he was having a good day, or being my actions cracked him up, so he didn't want to kill my character. But so yeah, I promulgate chaos as a player. I'd say most of the time. I enjoy chaotic characters. I enjoy doing off-the-wall things. Basically, I think I enjoy things that you can do in RPGs that you could never do in a video game, because no programmer in his right mind would plan write the code for the stuff that I would do in game. I think I was actually playing Palladium game. Yeah, I know. But in the Palladium game, I had a dwarf character. He was lecherous. Anything that was female, he hit on. In this one scene, I had this. There's a statue, and for some unknown reason, I decided that I was gonna, defecate on this statue, and the other players just looked at me like, "What are you doing?" And it just cracked me up. I don't know. So I guess sometimes I think I'm a distraction. Sometimes I think it's a good thing, and I'm very enthusiastic. I get in the dwarf voice and I talk, and so I don't always talk in voices, but when I'm really into it and I have enough sleep, yeah, I definitely get into my characters. So I don't know. Are there any other players out there that or GMs that get to play every once in a while that play like me? Am I kind of a obscurity? I don't know. I just noticed I definitely have a trend of chaotic behavior as a character. Not really big into doing the evil stuff. Just I guess random stuff, or as random as humanly possible when I'm playing. And that can be in good ways too. You can be random. For instance, in that same Palladium game I was playing, this dwarf character, he's always doing something crazy or hitting on whoever. But I decided that it'd be a good idea to donate almost all of my money to this very poor town. And the GM kind of looked at me like, "You're giving all your money to this town?" I said, "Well, yeah, they were destroyed, their houses were burned, they didn't have any food. So, I'm just an adventurer, I mean, yeah, you can spend your money on, better items and stuff, but for my character, I wanted a place that I could put down some roots maybe later." So I just, I gave not all my money, but a good chunk of my money to the peasants. And we came back later and we saw, plowed fields and some of the houses were built. So it was kind of neat in game to see the consequences of, I guess, a good random behavior. But evil and good aside, I guess it's law and chaos. I definitely do not like playing lawful characters. It bugs me. I have to play a law-abiding citizen every day of my life. I don't want to have to do that in a role-playing game as well. So chaos is good. Law, not so much. I think even when I play paladins, I usually try to get GMs to say, "Yeah, man, do I have to play it this way? Can I play like this? Can I tweak it a little bit? Can I play like neutral good?" So I definitely do not like, but the lawful alignment. But again, alignment is another topic. That's always comes down on the table like, "Oh, well, I don't think your alignment should play like this, and I don't think this, blah, blah, blah." Lately, I like games that don't have an alignment system, that kind of let you play your character as you want to. You don't have to follow certain rigid guidelines. Because, just think of Conan. He did have some, he never hit a girl, and some of these, didn't really like sorcery. But other than that, I mean, he pretty much did whatever the hell he wanted. So, I don't know. I was just thinking about it today and figured I'd share that I'm a very chaotic player. And when I'm a GM, I know I like it. I like it when players step up and give me something to work with. I like it when players give me a meaty backstory that I can mess with. Or, like, for instance, in a World of Darkness game that I'm running Vampire the Masquerade plus Werewolf the Apocalypse. And, basically I threw two mortal enemies together and made them work together. Kind of like, enemy of my enemy is my friend. So they're being hunted to extinction, so I figured that would be a good way to throw them together. But I have a few chaotic characters in that game, and I enjoy it. I enjoy being surprised. I enjoy having the players say something that I'd never think was going to come out of their mouth. I think for me, that's the best thing about role-playing, is that the social interaction and what players can come up with creatively. Creativity is good. So I promulgate chaos.